Hello to all. This is part 3 of Roots and Origins of True Satanism. Before I start, I just wanted to tell you all that the information that I give you all or read is from joyofsatan.org. After years of research into Satanism, we have found the origins are in the Far East. When beginning research into Satanism, one usually will look to Western occultism. Western occultism has been thoroughly corrupted and infested with Jewish filth. Nearly everything in Western occultism has its roots in the Far East. Western occultism is chock full of Hebrew letters, numerology, angels, and other filth. Our original gods who gave us spiritual knowledge and are blasphemed and made to hideous monsters. When tracing all of this back to its origins in the Far East, the names of our gods in Sanskrit are revered and held in the high esteem they deserve. The name Satan, which means enemy in Hebrew, means truth and creator god in Sanskrit. Of course, the people of lies would deem truth as their mortal enemy. Satan is in Hebrew sin, death, and final none. Hebrew is read from right to left, backwards from English. If anyone should doubt this, just look up the letters above in a Hebrew dictionary and you will find it translated into enemy and fiend. I would also like to add here, in response to misinformation, I had this wrong myself, thinking this had a relation to Hatha Yoga until I studied Hebrew. Some claim there is a difference between the Satan and Satan, like they are two different characters. Not so. Ha in Hebrew means the, so in translation we have enemy Satan and the enemy Satan and nothing more. I'm adding this information to this article given questions regarding this over the years in the Joy of Satan e-groups. Civilization did not begin in the Middle East as we are led to believe. Sumeria, Egypt, and other ancient civilizations obtained their spiritual teachings and occult knowledge from the Far East. The modern paperback edition of the Necronomicon in the preference, the editors even admitted to this text having its origins in Sanskrit. Anyone with knowledge of Sanskrit can see this in true with many of the words and names in the book. Reichsfuhrer Heinrich Himmler, who was a Satanist, knew the truth about our spiritual origins in the Far East and sent an expedition to Tibet, where the Germans were very well received. The expedition brought back around 30 Tibetan Buddhist monks to Berlin, all of whom died in a group ritual suicide in the spring of 1945, with the fall of the Third Reich. True Satanism can be found in Kundalini, Serpent, Yoga, and Left-Hand Path Tantra. Unfortunately, like with everything else, there has been some corruptions in the above-mentioned disciplines where the Jewish tools of Christianity has infested, but most of you who are dedicated to Satan will feel the truth in the basic doctrines. Acquiring of knowledge means sifting out the dross. In their obsessive and relentless quest for world domination and to take the place of our true creator God who is known as Satan, Jews have used everything in their power to destroy, pervert, and corrupt all true spiritual knowledge. The mass murder of genital priests and sages, the systematic destruction through infiltration, of any now prominent genital occult organizations such as Freemasonry, which is now another tool for Jewish communism, leaving a long trail of murders and more murders and lies to cover up the stinking stench of all this hideous kosher corruption. The end result is communism, which is the final removal of all spiritual occult knowledge from the genital populace, while Jewish masters assume the position of God. In preparation of all of this, nearly every single page of the Judeo-Christian Bible has the word Jew, Jews, and Israel on it. Their agenda is based upon taking names, places, important dates, and concepts from Gentiles and replacing them with their fictitious characters, archetypes, and corrupted teachings to disarm us spiritually. They use these lies to claim they were the founders of all religion, civilization, and spiritual teachings. The greatest of their lies is that of being the chosen of God. Much of this is also subliminal. Exclusively Jewish schools where the Jews learn to argue and obtain the knowledge they need to destroy Gentiles are called Shivas. The name was stolen from the masculine power of the Kundalini, the consort of the feminine Shakti. In other words, the brains that direct the spiritual power to manifest on the material plane is in a specific way. Those who are knowledgeable here can readily see the connection. Many textbooks, even at college level, claim Judaism to be the oldest of religions, which is a lie. A prime example of using a fictitious history is the state of Palestine. They obtained the state through lies. Ever since the Palestinian people have suffered horribly. There has never been any peace in the Middle East with the establishment of the bandit state of Israel. These lies have given the Jewish people special privilege and a history they are not entitled to. Occult power is within us all. By removing this knowledge and keeping it from themselves, the Jews can throw a curse at whomever they choose, and the genital victim is helpless without any knowledge or spiritual power. They have even bragged about this and more in the protocols of the learned elders of Zion, starting the aura protection they have put around their entire peoples, that so when the shit really comes down on all of the Gentiles fighting each other because of Jewish instigation, their own will be protected. Christianity not only removes spiritual knowledge and replaces it with Jewish lies, but also self-perpetuates through the use of the energies of the believers. This powerful Jewish tool must be destroyed as its end result is Jewish communism, and can be readily seen in the biblical message as a whole and in the sermon of the Jewish invented character of the Nazarene. Maya means illusion in Sanskrit. Many are concerned about the Mayan calendar, which states the end being in the year 2012. Given the research I have done, I am far from finished here. The name of many civilizations, especially many ancient ones, have their origins in Sanskrit, such as Sumerian. The Mayan connection makes sense. We believe that 2012 may be the year when Gentiles as a whole wake up to the Jewish spell and hoax of Christianity. A Jewish rabbi once stated that the Hebrew letter Waw, that is in their numerology as 6, is also the Semitic W. www, World Wide Web of the Internet, equals 666, which the Jews have named the beast. This information on the Internet cannot be controlled. This will be their undoing. In closing, I would like to add some very important information concerning the Eastern teachings we now have available to us today. Like with most everything, much of what we have today has been infested with Christian lies, no different from the New Age teachings, which are Christianized paganism and witchcraft. When researching Kundalini Yoga and Left-Hand Path Tantra, one can see in the essence the symbols, the mantras, the words, and the techniques, the satanic essence and foundation here. The most important thing one can do when reading anything of yoga is to realize that much of what we now have available to us has been corrupted. Spiritual knowledge has been hideously desecrated and blasphemed with Christian Christian overtones and related soul pollution. There are no laws as such. All of the crap on celibacy, abstaining from eating certain foods, observing certain virtues, lack of desire and detachment, and related is not only dross but very harmful advice in many respects. These restrictions, along with the related advice on how to raise the serpent, open the chakras, align the chakras, and much more, has been purposely desecrated to prevent most people from attaining the Godhead, and for the small percentage that are successful in raising these energies, most like Gopi Krishna, have met with very serious problems, and many also with personal disaster. I have done enough studying along with personal experience to know this. In addition, the absence of desire that keeps cropping up in many of Eastern teachings that have been corrupted with Christian filth, that alone one can see is total bullshit and lies. Total absence of desire equals death. If one actually had no desire, that one would not meditate, nor would one work towards advancing oneself and seeking enlightenment. One would be dead. These false teachings are there to disarm and prevent those who acquire power from the above disciplines from using it. Using our powers through both white and black magic is what the enemy fears the most. This is why these teachings have been corrupted. As for absence of desire, the only truth in this is one of does the exercises faithfully. This will stop cravings for mind-altering drugs and related vices. Through left-hand path, Tantra is living life to the fullest, indulgence in pleasure while working towards enlightenment through meditation and knowledge, the Satanic way. Many books about yoga contradict each other, which reveals corrupted information. You have to open your mind and lack with reading anything, read through it. Energy does what it is told to do. The only thing one needs is accurate knowledge. The knowledge on how to get there and how to be the most powerful you can be. As Satanists, we work towards developing and advancing the powers known as siddhis, such as telekinesis, telepathy, levitation, and so forth. These are gifts to us from Satan. The development of our personal powers in causing desired changes in our lives and or in the lives of others using the powers of our minds and souls. Using any powers we obtain from doing yoga, meditation, mantra, etc. to enhance our lives, establish justice, if we are wronged, acquire wealth, heal, and or anything else we desire. Most of the teachings and doctrines of the ancient religions have been corrupted. Ignore them. The exercises such as those in Hatha and Kundalini Yoga, breathing exercises, martial arts exercises, etc. These are another matter, and they are very powerful in raising the so-called witch power, real chi. This is the essence of Satanism. Desire is the key to working effective witchcraft. When our minds and souls become powerful through meditation, yoga, and mantra, what we desire will often manifest itself in our lives, even without any working or ritual. I know this from my own personal experiences. Desire alone will bring it about if one has the power. Thank you for listening, and hail Satan.